Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure-ish review. Here we have the Hasbro Basic series, I guess it would be. DINO MEGAZORD. So it comes in 3 different packs. So we have the Mastodon Dinozord and Pterodactyl Dinozord. We have the Tyrannosaurus Rex Dinozord, and we have the Triceratops Dinozord and Sabertooth Tiger Dinozord. So 3 different packs, each $14.99, which is not bad at all. My one of my local Targets just got this morning. The DPCI for the assortment is 087161740. Each one does have its own individual DPCI, but that's going to be for online only and will not do you any good when looking up for store stock. So again, 087161740 is the DPCI for these. They are hitting targets now, $14.99. Not too shabby. We'll see how it looks because it's pretty cheap looking now. I mean, they look okay, but all the gray and everything should be like a silver color. But again, this is a basic series. Hopefully one day Hasbro will make a collector line Megazord, something that'll be nice. But I am going to kind of go over each one of these. We're going to build it together, and for fun, why not? For the hell of it, we're going to compare it to the Soul of Chogokin Megazord, which isn't fair, really isn't fair, but we're gonna do it anyway. I don't have the legacy one, so that's what I got to show you guys. So looking at the package, all looks really cool. All kind of have the same exact packaging. It shows on the side that if you get the 3 of them, you can build the Megazord, and then the back of the package is actually the exact same for all of them as well. It just shows there that you can get all of them and build the Megazord. So without further ado, I'm gonna open these bad boys up. Let's lay them out and take a closer look. Okay, and here are the figures out of the package, and you know what? This thing is generic as hell. But I love it for what it is. Again, this isn't a collector line. This is a very basic line for kids to test out their combining building skills. This is not meant to be a collector grade figure by any means. So must keep that in mind because there is like no articulation, or extremely limited. Things are very generic and cheap looking. But again, I still love it for what it is. Now, each pack comes with its own instruction sheet, so it shows, you know, how you do things. So Tyrannosaurus Rex is pretty cool. It shows, you know, how you would get to transform that into the Megazord, and then you actually get the tank mode, which is pretty cool that you can actually do that too. So I wasn't aware of that, so I'm really excited about that. Mastodon Pterodactyl, it shows all the different steps on what to do to actually build it, and then again putting it together for the Megazord tank mode. The same for Sabertooth Tiger and Triceratops, but the Triceratops, really, you don't do anything because that one is basically a brick. So there it is. I probably won't build it on screen, or I might. We'll kind of see how this goes, but just looking at them all individually, again, they're all very cheap looking. You know, you gotta have the holes in there, so there's just no details. We get some stickers in here. It's not painted. This right here, of course, is painted. You know, the horns don't come off. There's no chain or anything like that. They're kind of soft rubber, so I guess you could pull them off, but they're not meant to really come off. There's no head articulation. Well, I guess you would get the neck, but again, that's to transform it into a leg, and then the tail can go up and down. But that's it for the Triceratops. Mastodon, the trunk is not articulated, so it's rubbery, so you can kind of move it a little bit, but it's just going to warp right back in place. It's kind of open ass end there. Should be covered, but again, cheap. The back legs are articulated, but that's because those are going to have to move, whereas the front legs, no articulation whatsoever. Pterodactyl, you get the feet that port right on into the bottom, similar to actually Soul of Chogokin, how that works. So you just kind of slip it in there. That works out pretty good. We get the sticker cover right there in the front, sticker right there, and then we actually get some silver paint in there. So just right here on this chest piece do we actually get silver paint, but everywhere else it's just a cheap looking gray plastic. But at least we got some, right? Some. A little bit of pink there in the head, and you can see that it's just real thin, cheap plastic. Sabertooth Tiger is one of the worst looking because of the legs and how prominent they look, and there's no articulation at the knees or the feet or anything like that, so you're stuck in certain poses, which would be like this. That's all you're going to do with this one. And God, the legs just look such cheap plastic and all inside hollowed out. The tail can move, the head can move too, but that's again because it's going to be legs, so you have to. And then the tusks or the teeth of the saber-tooth tiger are actually moved because you're going to want to move those around as you turn it into a leg and foot. So there is that. Tyrannosaurus Rex, his tail looks horrible looking tail, right? The gray plastic is pretty cheap looking, and he has the most of it. You get some articulation in the legs going this way, but that's going to be part of the Megazord when you build it. You know, the legs can also move, but again, that's going to be, you have to do that to be able to build this guy. There is ankle articulation though. It's just a hinge. There's no pivot or anything like that. I wouldn't expect there to be either, so let me clear that up. Shoulders don't move whatsoever. You just get these arms that move like this. There's no bend, nothing like that. The head is articulated though, the jaw, so that is cool. You can kind of look up and down going there. And then the tail could kind of move, but that's going to be adjusting when you kind of do it into the Megazord. So that's everything there on the individual Zords. But I guess let's see if I can do this on camera, getting it built together. So let's try that out. Okay, so I think I'm going to take each pack individually. So first we're going to start it off so we can actually do the tank mode and then see if we can convert it into the Megazord. So for the Triceratops, not a whole lot. You're going to bend in the tail and then hinge the... Actually, we're not going to hinge the head because in tank mode, that's how it's going to stay. So you really don't do anything. It's basically a brick. There's nothing. No wheels, nothing. So Sabertooth Tiger, we're going to fold in the tail there. Then we're going to fold in the legs like so. I guess you just do it kind of straight out. It shows these ones pushed in. So that's going to be kind of the tank there. So that's it. Okay, so the next pack, the Pterodactyl and Mastodon. So the Pterodactyl, we're actually not going to do a whole lot. We're just going to remove the blaster feet there. We're going to kind of put her off on the side. Mastodon's going to be a little bit trickier. There's a couple of more steps that go to him. And I already kind of tried once, but then I ran out of space on my memory card and I have to start all over. And it was kind of a pain in the ass. So we'll try and get through that together. But anyway, the head just pops off and you can see it actually just clips on right in there. So it's not super secure, but it is on there. And now following the instructions on what to do. So we start off here, then we turn it around, and then we flip these pieces up here like so, and then next we do these feet, so we turn those down like so, and then it says we open this up, which I couldn't figure out either. So ooh, it is in there nice and tight. There we go. So damn, that was in there a little tight, so I don't know how kids are supposed to actually be able to do that. Then it shows we flip these legs, and it reveals our hands. So we're going to do that. And then you can actually articulate there at the elbow. So there we go. We're going to keep it like that, and then we'll see how getting our tank together with Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay, so Tyrannosaurus Rex isn't going to be a whole lot. We just fold those arms up like so, and then we're going to kind of get these legs back a little bit. And we're going to kind of have to keep these out a little bit. Oh, actually, so you have to bend the knee to get these pegs to kind of be straight out like so. And it shows that we don't do anything with the tail. But actually, you can hear on the back of the Mastodon head, I didn't see this, we actually have that port piece, that peg. So you're going to actually peg this into the Tyrannosaurus Rex, his chest there, because that's going to be the front of the tank. So then we get our legs, and we're just going to port these right on in there. And it snaps into place. Get the Sabertooth Tiger. Snaps into place. So we have kind of our tank is starting to go along so far. Then we do this. Actually shows the feet out on the tank. So we're going to make sure that the feet are out because you actually port the blasters in there. So then we're going to go around here, and we have a couple of clips here in the back of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. See the two clips there. We're going to clip this backing piece on there. It doesn't really snap into place, but it just kind of goes on there. So you have the feet like so, and then you get the blasters, and you're just going to port them right on into the back of the foot there. Bottom of the foot. Okay, so there's our tank. We get the pterodactyl, and there's parts on the mastodon's leg where it's just going to kind of slip in, and it just kind of barely holds in place. It doesn't even want to fit in there too nicely either, so I'm not sure how they did it. It just kind of sits there even. Oh, that's not good. So it just kind of sits there, and it's all out of frame. So there it is. I don't know if I like that. I don't think that looks very good. What are your guys' thoughts on that? You guys let me know down in the comments below. I really, really don't like it. But let's do the Megazord now. Okay, we're actually going to try and do it like in the show, where it actually just kind of converts from the tank mode into the Megazord. So we'll pop off the Mastodon head shield there, get the pterodactyl off, and then it would fold up, which isn't really something that this guy's going to really be able to do. Let's see. So we kind of can. How about that? Ooh, nice snap into place there. And get those blasters down. Let's get the feet actually out. So we got the hands, and we have part of our Megazord together. So you can fold it up and do it that way for this guy. Now we'll kind of zoom out and we'll do the final steps to turn him into the Megazord. And so far it's actually a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Okay, so first thing we got to do is we got to open up this chest so we can drop down that head. So that just kind of opens up down there. Then we're going to drop down the Tyrannosaurus head, close up that chest piece, and we reveal our Megazord head. And then you have the horn pieces of that head that just turn into place. And ooh, this one seems kind of out of whack, as you can see it there. There's a lot of gap and stuff. And that one's not really working out so good. And this little turn effect piece, and that is just not really, oh, you just kind of have to force it in place. And then there is the head. So that right there is done. Next we got to do our pterodactyl. So we're going to fold the head down, put those wings in, and let's see how it clips on in there. Okay, so there's a clip there, little tabs here and here to hold that in place. So let's see how well that holds up. Little click in place, or not so much a click in place. So let's see, let's try that again, shall we? Click, and then no. Okay, so those shoulders weren't in all the way. Make sure you clip those shoulders in all the way, and then let's go click, and click. There, it is on there. There is our Megazord. We did it. I did it. Probably not all that great, but I did it. So we have our Megazord, and then of course, you know, the sword comes with Tyrannosaurus Rex. It comes down from the sky, and he can hold it. So articulated elbows, no articulated hands or wrists. So he can hold the sword like so. Generic, nothing going on in the pattern on one side, but on the other side you actually get a little bit of molded pattern there. And the cheap gray plastic, not even silver paint. Fold that tail up there, and there you have the Megazord. And then here, with the Mastodon shield, he can port that into the hand, and he has the shield. So there is the Megazord. And you know what? This looks pretty good built. As cheap looking as the gray plastic really is, putting it together was kind of fun. So kids are going to love this thing. I know that. For me, collector grade, it's not there, but I have the Solo Choke again. Each Zord is displayed next to the Ranger, so I don't have it built. And even though it looks amazing built, this guy will be up on the shelf built. So now let's see some size comparison with some Lightning Collection, because everybody everybody just asks, what size is it? What's the scale? What size is it? What's the scale? And I don't know. I didn't have the information. I don't magically know these things. But right now, so far, there is a Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure right next to it. And you can see it comes up a little bit, almost to the waist, which I think on this Megazord, they kind of messed up the proportions a little bit. This piece here is a little bit longer than it really should be, because that makes his waist way up here, and it just looks kind of jarring. So full frame view, there is the Megazord next to a Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure. Okay, so we're going to go over the articulation for this guy. It's going to be pretty limited, so let's get the sword out of there, kind of in there a little tight. Shields in there tight too. So it's going to be very, very limited. So looking at the shoulders, you're not going to get any, a whole lot of movement out there. You're going to get the arms to go out that far. You'll get a solid exact 90-degree bend at the elbow. That's it. You do get some swivel in there as well. And then of course, full rotation. Head doesn't move at all. The legs, you can actually kick forward that much. It actually goes back a tiny, tiny amount and only goes that far apart, and that is it. There is not really a knee. There's like a reverse knee, so you can do that, which doesn't really work, but no standard knee whatsoever. You could turn and twist the feet a little bit like so, and you can turn that upper thigh there as well. So pretty limited. There's, again, not really going to be ankle movement, but the heads do hinge the way they're designed, so you could do a little something like that, but there's not a pivot or anything, so just a little bit of a hinge. So you get some articulation. Obviously it's just very limited, but that's what you do get there. Okay, so before I talk about the side-by-side comparison, everyone has been asking what the scale is, what the size is. When images first came out, and I didn't know, but it looks to be kind of measuring about 9.5 inches tall. So 9.5 inches. Okay, so here is the Bandai Tamashii Nation Soul of Chogogen Megazord next to this basic Megazord. Now, it's not a fair comparison because the quality is insanely different. The details are insanely different. Die-cast versus cheap plastic. You just can't compare it. But looking at the height comparisons, you can kind of see, whereas Soul of Chogogen is obviously taller, but the hips come to about the same spot. So you can see that they just did the legs just a little too long on this Megazord. Now the good, it looks pretty good. It's fun. That's like the big thing. It's just fun. I'm not worried I'm going to break it or anything like that. Whereas the Soul of Chogogen, knowing that it was $300, I'm scared to handle it. I really, really am. And it's just kind of loose and feels flimsy. Like it's going to just fall apart sometimes. As awesome as it looks, it has that problem. This guy is so sturdy. Look, I don't have to worry about this thing like at all. He's not gonna fall apart. Nothing. Like I could just kind of do this. I can't do that with the Soul of Chogogen. It'll fall apart on me and it'll break. So this one really has that advantage. Plus $300 versus $45. You know, the Bandai Legacy Collection, I'm not sure how much that one's going for, how much the retail even was when it came out. That one I'm sure is a great Megazord and probably so much better than this one. But I think for a basic line, Hasbro did a good job. But again, if you're looking for a collector Megazord, this ain't it. Because this one is so basic. I mean, no silver paint. It's got stickers on it, right? Stickers, right? That's the sign of the cheap toy, right? But again, kids toy, not collector's line, but it looks really good. It's fun. It's going to look good on my shelf, whereas this one I'm just going to have as the individual Zords because they look awesome as individual Zords. It looks great as a Megazord too, but individual Zords really look good, whereas this thing, those individual Zords don't look that great. I would do a comparison of the Zords, but again, it's going to be night and day, and you're just going to think, wow, look at that shit compared to the high-end top quality. So it's not fair to do that. But this here, I'm just doing so you can see more of a size comparison, kind of get an idea of the two Megazords. But I am very happy with this one here. You guys let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this Megazord. For $45, I think it's a great buy. You can argue that maybe it's a little bit high price, but you're buying 3 different sets, you know, based on the other basic Power Rangers lines and kind of what they have. I think it's about running rate of what they go for in terms of like the basic figure that comes with a little extra thing that's $15. So, I mean, you guys let me know what your guys' thoughts on it. I really like it. But again, let me know everything down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.